spoilers ahead for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean, episodes 5 and 6. Now, episode 5 will start there. This wraps up the first arc we discussed last time with the sniper and JoJo. So Papa Joe and Daughter Joe being stuck in the room together. We get the conclusion to that section. The episode
turns out the star of the show didn't die. I know. I was shocked too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, are they going to live? Is Batman going to survive being lowered into this pool of acid? Yes, he gets away.
Each JoJo's part has a different JoJo. I wonder if they just kind of wipe one out. Just
JoJo in the middle of a season? That
Yeah.
might work. Like, if you started doing work on one and you're like, you know what, I don't like this character, you could, like, murder them, and then the rest of the season is revenge. And then, that would be like a pretty good way to handle a bad character.
Look, it's Jolene's brother coming back to kill the Muppet Man.
What they would do is they would take episode 5 and just switch who has their CD stolen. Like, so if JoJo was just not polling well because, people already watched Orange is the New Black, then, just say, oh, well, now he's revenging his daughter. And she'll come back with a personality.
The episode starts off with Papa Joe realizing it's a dream, and they use both of their stands in conjunction to get out of the room that's melting.
Well, she uses her stand to, like, wake him up using, like, the string power, like, cause some pain.
Tickle his
and
balls.
He uses his stand to punch her through an armored door.
I have to ask you this. If the entire room is melting, I'm no architect. Wouldn't the entire structure of the prison collapse if an entire room is melting away?
I think it's just that, like, the table was still there, so it's not melting the structure of the room. It's just melting them.
Oh, it definitely seemed like the walls and everything. Maybe it was from
that was just the goo, I think. I don't think the wall wasn't liquid. There was goo on the walls, I think. The door wasn't, like, melted. Like, it was still a door at the end.
Let us know in the comments below if that is, like, what do you think? Is the room melting and would the structure collapse, or was it just the goo that was? Because it kind of had like you ever, like, on a super hot day, it seems like you could see the pavement steaming like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It seemed like it had that kind of aura around it.
It looked to me like there was just stuff flowing down the wall. Like if you had enough pudding to recreate this.
The reason he finds out it's a dream is because she knows the name of his stand without him ever telling her. We do get information in this that we didn't know prior, especially if you haven't seen any other of the other seasons. There's only one stand per person. We kind of assumed it. Papa Joe confirms it in this episode.
I'm curious how they really nailed that down. Like, is there a lot of double-blind studies going on with stand powers?
Yeah, until
some old guy say it to JoJo and now it's canon.
Until one guy's stand is an accumulation of all the stands of his predecessors, and he starts manifesting other stands like Black Whip or Float or things like that, or One for All,
I mean, that would only happen if, like, you had the wrong JoJo style.
In badass Jotaro Kujo fashion, we're going to have to go back and do part 3, which is where Papa Joe is the main character. Mm-hmm. His plan to help Jolene escape is to pop out of a window and go through a goddamn submarine in awesome fucking badass 90s superhero fashion.
Yeah, and the one flaw was that when they were running for their life, they decided to stop and have an argument. There's no time to talk on the submarine. They do it on, like, TV shows where it's like, I'll tell you when we get there. And, like, they apparently just drive across Manhattan in silence. And then when they're about to walk into a gunfight, they start explaining things.
Yeah, it's like when you're a kid and you're misbehaving in like the grocery store, mm-hmm. and the dad's like, he doesn't say anything now. It's just like, wait till we get home. Then you get a tongue lashing. You get lectured.
Yeah, I mean, literally mid conversation. Although I'm pretty sure he stole it out of her hand. Like, I feel like she didn't drop it. Like, it looked like he just, like,
she's falling down the stairs, and instead of grabbing her and stopping her from crashing to the floor, he steals the little thing out of her hand. He did it all slick too, and pretended like he didn't have it.
I thought they were in a dream when he did that. It's like she would find out that he was in a dream. Then like they'd have like a Freddy Krueger thing where like they beat up the goo in a dream or something. But no, it's just I don't know. He gets his CD stolen. Okay, I feel it's a really dumb concept. I mean, they could at least have something more time more and like, have their records stolen. CDs were around for like 3 years before MP3 players.
And he better hope it's not a CDRW.
And
one of the stands going on is a guy that can steal powers, right? He ejects their disc. It's a literal disc.
I'm not sure. Oh, is that what it is going on? Because I thought that like when you knock someone out with a power, you got to steal their CDs. So the guy can melt things and eject discs. That sounds like 2 powers to me.
It does sound like 2 powers. I didn't know you could just eject discs without having a stand, but I guess we'll find out.
Well, you can't see a stand without having a stand. So like the discs are there, but you can't interact with them because you're not in the stand club.
Is this
the
a dream?
Illuminati is actually based on CDs. Because that'd be really weird, like when stands were invented in like 1870. I'm like, what's this round thing?
Yeah.
Is this like a crepe?
Yeah, so what happens is
this means that CDs are made after stands. This is like some Forrest Gump shit where like Forrest Gump invented the smiley face.
Yeah.
Stands invented the DVD CD drive thing. Like someone's like, hey, this would be a good way to handle multimedia.
Papa Joe gets both discs ejected. One is his stand, the other is his life force. They escape to the sub with Jolene with dead Papa Joe. I guess he's dead, but he's not because we know the entire rest of the first half of this arc is going to be her trying to get his disc back.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, so I guess the gooey guy, for whatever reason, wants Jolene to be alive because once Joe Papa is down, I feel like Jolene's pretty easy pickings. And you're like, never mind, I'll just murder this other guy instead. The reason why the bad guys turn on each other is they don't, he doesn't want to sell the CDs or whatever, or share he doesn't want them to know he doesn't want other people to know what the stand is.
Yeah.
Like, because having a secret power is way better than having one that like people know how to counter.
Do you think he's got a trunk full of CDs and he's going to pull his car like into a parking lot and sell them out of the back of his car? The last thing I have here is Jolene goes back into the prison. She wants to find the goo guy to revive Papa Joe.
So he talks for a while and then he passes out. So I guess like he had some residual soul. I don't know. Have you ever taken a CD and had it keep playing? Oh, I know what it is. JoJo has that anti-skip feature where it's like reading 30 seconds ahead.
When Papa Joe's dying on the beach, she makes it very well known, the author, whoever set it up, his wounds from the gunshots were too shallow, so they wouldn't have been able to kill him. So they want to make it very known that he will be alive by the end of this. Why don't we move on to episode 6, where this entire episode revolves around Hermes Costello, who is the rewind back to episode 1, the very first scene. It's Jolene and 2 other females talking about flicking the bean. We talked about this before. Hermes is one of the girls in there. And she gets a power because when Jolene throws away that little scarab thing that gave her powers, Hermes
bounced
finds
around
it.
Literally everyone in the prison. Like that thing was like on a doorknob or some shit.
This thing doesn't give you CDs. It is an MP3 player, so that's why you still get the stand. Because the guy's taking the CDs and uploading them and transferring them to this scarab drive.
So when she puts the sticker on something, it makes another thing. And where it goes is based on where it needs to go for the plot to happen. So if they need the scene to last a bit longer, it doubles into an inconvenient location. But if the scene needs to end, it doubles into a convenient location. And by double, I mean like that dude in the X-Men movie where there's like a whole crowd of people in the woods and it's just one dude. Yeah. Basically that. But she can only do it. I think she can only have a couple stickers out at once, as far as I can tell, because one, and then so you have 2 stickers. So she takes the sticker off, and then I think the one she takes the sticker off runs towards the one that has the sticker on it still, and then the sticker disappears. Right? I don't think the stickers stick around, but like they kind of come together like violently. So sometimes it doesn't do anything; it just hits the guy in the middle, and sometimes it knocks you unconscious. Again, that is the. It's a little plot coupon. She has plot coupons on her hand, and there are no rules.
Yes, and then we move into Crying Boy.
Oh God.
The janitor, he gets his CDs stolen, just as the same as Papa Joe did. Now he can't remember anything, and all he does is fucking cry for the next, I don't know, 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, and he's constantly he tries to kill himself like 4 times, which how did he make it through the night? I don't know. And the goo guy is somehow related. Maybe the goo guy took his CD and rewrote it to do this. She says he's unaware, but then when she makes him aware, he still tries to do it anyway. Whenever he tries to kill himself, she gets hurt too. She puts a sticker on him to knock him unconscious, which doesn't hurt her for reasons. Like apparently it's only if you're hurting yourself. His power knows when it's him and not someone else. Like someone else can shoot him and it's fine, but if he's doing it, it's I don't know.
So it's kind of like the blue guy from the My Hero movie.
If you're listening to this and deciding to watch episodes, just give this one a skip. She has sticker powers. They work however the fuck they want to work. That's all you need to know. There's a really overdramatic scene with a little kid in the hallway. I don't even know what the fuck they said. It wasn't important. And then it ends with him screaming. This episode is 80% reactions, like, oh, my arm. Oh
yeah, he tries to kill himself four or 5 times. She tries to give him her panties to stop him from killing himself. It almost works. Yeah, I don't know. This was definitely my least favorite episode by far, and there's not a lot to say about it because, as Jeremy said, it's just people reacting to. She's reacting to the sticker, then she's reacting to him reacting to losing his memory, and then she asks him, "What's your deal?" or "What's your problem?" about 15 times. Who do you think you are? That's what she says about 15 times in this episode. That's an exaggeration, but it's quite frequent.
It's not.
Are you still interested in sticking this out, even though this episode kind of took a turn for the worse?
If the next one's like this, we're fucking done.
Yeah, right? I really hope it's not. But yeah, sticker powers, guy killing himself, kills other people powers. That's a really bad power if you think about it. Because you can only really get it to work once.
The powers that the antagonists have are really just cause trouble. Like she has to aim her string and learn how to use her stuff, and JoJo has to plan to punch things, and then but the antagonist is like, oh, now you're hurting. I didn't even plan on it, but it's just working perfectly. Or oh, you're just like the shrinking girl. Her shrinking power worked without her even knowing who it was. She I have a vague idea. I want to shrink someone, and now they're shrunk perfectly for plot purposes.